Today I'm going to show you something that's a piece of cake to make. It's a mashup Rice Krispie square. We're going to manipulate it in a few different fun ways, and I think you're going to love it. I don't usually condone no baking, but I will make an exception. This is a childhood favorite. Everybody loves it. Have handy a pot as well as cake pans. I'm using two 10-inch square cake pans, and I'm also using a bread loaf pan. First, we're gonna cut our store-bought caramels, and a helpful hint for that is to just have the oil by your side and just rub it on your knife because they are very sticky. Cut it in half, and then cut it in 3. And if you feel your knife gets sticky, just pop on a little more oil. So after you're done cutting your caramels, we are going to crush the pretzels. Think of that ex-boyfriend who hurt you and go. Dump these in our bowl with our Rice Krispies. Give it a little stir. Now we're gonna get ready to make our Rice Krispie treats. First thing we need to do is put our butter into a pot. Sometimes I actually like to make it with salted butter because I'm a big fan of salt and sweet, but because we have the salted pretzels, that would be too much salt. So definitely unsalted butter. Put the pot on the heat. You wanna have it medium high. Ooh, I hear the butter sizzling. I like to add the marshmallows when the butter is halfway melted. But if it's too far melted, it might start to burn. When you pour the marshmallows in, they seem to do nothing at first, and then all of a sudden they start melting. Don't feel like you need to rush it and crank up the heat because your Rice Krispie squares will be on the drier side. While these are melting, I'm going to mix all 3 of these other dry ingredients: the caramels, the coconut, and the chocolate chips. Okay, some melting is happening. Off with the heat and take it off the burner. So now we're gonna dump in our Rice Krispie pretzel mixture, and we're going to stir. And now before it's fully stirred, we are going to just add our coconut, chocolate chips, and caramel. Come have a look at this deliciousness. I wanna eat it out of the pot. I'm gonna show you 2 ways that you can set these Rice Krispie squares. First, we're gonna do a Rice Krispie loaf. I cut a sheet of parchment to fit into the loaf pan, and I like to bring it up the sides and a little over the pan. That way, when this is set, you can just pull up on the sides, and it's really easy to get out. Press it down lightly, and then wet your hands and press it down. This just stops the Rice Krispie treats from sticking to you because they're very sticky. And there you have it. I'm gonna put this to set, and then I'm gonna show you another option for setting it. We're gonna set it in our 2 10-inch square pans. We're gonna divide it between the 2 pans so we have 2 thinner layers because I'm going to make Rice Krispie sandwiches. Kind of like a sloppy Joe, but really good. So you want the layers to be about 3/4 of an inch thick. Leave these babies to set. Place them anywhere that is cool and dry. And now we have an hour to kill before we make our sandwiches. Before we tackle our loaf, we're gonna work on our Rice Krispie sandwiches because they should be set. Looking good. Just take a knife and run it around the sides and pop them out. You'll know when they're set because when you touch them, they're not sticky and there's no marshmallow sort of oozing around. Cut them together so that you get even sandwiches. Aim to cut them about 3 inches by 2 inches. Try to cut this evenly in 3. Cut each long slice into 4. I've chosen to sandwich my Rice Krispie square sandwiches with Marshmallow Fluff. You could use peanut butter, you can use Nutella. I like the marshmallow because I like the way it oozes out. There's already marshmallow in the square, so it just brings out the marshmallowy goodness. I just thought of something. You could do a triple stack. For the triple stack, I think you need to ice the top and then place it down. This is like the Big Mac of Rice Krispie sandwiches. And the lucky person who gets this platter first gets the triple stack. So the loaf should be set by now. Turn it out and remove the parchment. We're going to top this with, our version of an icing or a glaze, which is dulce de leche. And just to reiterate the caramel that's inside, just smooth it out a little. I want it to drip down the side and the front and the back just a little bit. It's pretty much done the way it is, but I happen to have some extra ingredients from the inside, so I'm gonna throw those on top and just make it extra special. And we're just gonna have fun with it. Give it an extra drizzle of dulce de leche. This is looking delicious, decadent and rich. Our insanely delicious Rice Krispie sandwiches and our Rice Krispie loaf. One recipe, 2 ways. If that wasn't a piece of cake, I don't know what is. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel.